Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Google Classroom. This is Tuesday and we are going to start with our topic that we have done during previous week. Previously, students, you were doing about the matter and their physical properties. Hopefully, you have learned about the matter, types of matter, how the matter is converted from one form to another form, how does it stay solid and how does it turn into liquid, and in what way it goes back to the gaseous state. We all have studied about the matter types and their physical properties. We have known about the hardness, strength, then its capability, how different matter and its types have their own properties. Solid has its own properties. Solid is hard, it's stable. Liquid has its own properties. It is without any shape. It can solubilize many things in it. And similarly, gases, they can diffuse, they can be spread within the minutes of time. So here we all have studied about the properties of matter, how some are elastic and some are non-elastic. We also studied about the conductivity, whether it is thermal conductivity or electrical conductivity. Both are important as far as the matter is concerned. Now the thing is that we have an idea about the medical matter and its physical properties. Then we can go for our exercise, which is basically for revision or reinforcement. So students, I hope you all have your workbooks with you. Now let me revise or reinforce the topic with you people in the form of MCQs. This is page number 23 of your workbook. So you all know the properties. So let's start with some multiple choice questions. Our first question, again all the question will be having 4 options and you will choose the one only. The thing is that 4 options are here and you have to select only one. Let me start with the first one. First one is, which of the following characteristics is not a physical property? A. Density. B. Thermal conductivity. C. Strength. And D. Reactivity. So we all have studied that density, strength and thermal conductivity, they are the properties of matter. So only reactivity is left. We are left with reactivity and that is not a physical property. Now let's move to the next. Rubber bands are used in the catapults because they are elastic, B. strong, C. transparent, D. soft. So boys and girls, elasticity is something by which the materials or matter can be stretched. So rubber is the form of matter which can be stretched. So we will say it is elastic. So right now we are having an option A for elasticity. So rubber is elastic. So that's why we use it in the catapults. Number 3 is, concrete is used in the construction of buildings and bridges because it is A. high elasticity, B. high heat conductivity, C. high strength and D. high electrical conductivity. So we don't have to consider about the heat and electrical conductivity, and in the same way for the elasticity as far as the concrete is concerned. It is a matter of strength and hardness and as well as stability of the structure. So that is why we are using concrete in our bridges and building making. The construction of building and bridges needs the concrete because it is having very high strength. Now Fourth question is about a substance P that can scratch substance Q, and it is scratched by R. Which of the following statements is true about P, Q and R? P is harder than Q and Q is harder than R. Q is harder than P and P is harder than R. R is harder than Q and Q is harder than P. R is harder than P and P is harder than Q. So boys and girls, we are left with option D because R is harder than P and P is harder than Q. That is why it is making some scratches. Next is diamond can be cut only by another diamond because A, the strongest substance, B, the hardest substance, C, the smoothest substance, D, the most flexible substance. So the thing is that for our fifth question, we are having the option the hardest substance. So girls and boys, we use diamond in those drills in which we have to which are used in the construction or some related processes. All the drills which are meant for drillings of mines of stones and you can say sometimes very hard materials, they have a diamond pointed diamond rock or sometimes the pointed diamond drills in them so that they can cut the hardest stone. And similarly, during the jewelry making by diamond, only and only diamonds are used, as diamond can be cut by only diamond. Which of the following substatement is true about solids at the room temperature? So boys and girls, we have all good examples around us which are related with the solid, liquid and gases. Solids, we have many solid in this room, even table, chair, softboard, whiteboard, your pencil boxes and many others. So all the solids have some common properties. For example, they all have melting and high boiling points, and we are giving you 4 options. A is a solid have melting points because of above room temperature. All solids have melting point below room temperature. All the solids have no melting point. D, some solids have melting points above room temperature and other have some melting points below room temperature. So girls and boys, as far as the hardness and the strength is concerned, most of the hard materials, they have their high boiling points. So that is how most of the matter like solids, especially solid, which are hard in nature and strong enough, they have their high boiling point. So this is how we can say that all the solids have high melting and boiling point, which are usually above the room temperature. Now turn the page, that is page number 24. Again, we are having some multiple choice questions here and you will see them. It is again about the conductivity, and here we are talking about electrical conductivity. Our 7th question is electrical wires are made up of copper because it is having a high melting point, high density, high electrical conductivity and high thermal conductivity. Since it is the matter of conduction of electricity, so copper is mostly best known electrical conductor. So our option B is correct. Next, 8 is cooking utensils are fitted with plastic handles because plastic is having low density, low thermal conductivity, low elasticity and low strength. Since plastics are very light in weight, so mostly it should be C, which is low thermal conductivity. So most of the handles of cooking pots at home, they are made with this plastic because heat cannot pass through them most of the time. So they are called as insulator as well. Our next question is which of the following material would you choose to make the bookshelf to place your storybooks? Of course, we need some strength here and we are having 4 options: concrete, rubber, wood and brick. So I think so, and everyone will agree that B is a better option because a wood book rack is most suitable. Now next is which of the following substances is soluble in water, chalk powder, oil, fine soil particles and vitamin C. So oil, soil particles and chalk powder. They all are insoluble. So we are left with D, that is vitamin C. It is readily soluble when we mix it in water. Next we are left with 11. A light material which is used, which is hard and strong, is required to make the product. And which of the following materials should be used? Tin, steel, gold and duralium. Duralumin, that is most probably it is D, which is the lightest and strongest. And it is light material, but basically it is very hard and strong as well. Number 12 is which physical property of material would you consider most important if you are going to make the blade of cutting tool? So most probably hardness, electrical conductivity, melting point and strength, they are related with the hard materials. But when we are going to cut something which is hard, we will choose the hardness as a most important property. So that is all for today, boys and girls. Do it and take a picture and submit in the Google Classroom. See you inshallah during next lesson. Allah Hafiz.